Jenny Rotten, I study human behaviors. I want to know why we do the things we do. I have another article for you. Actors want in on it. This is an article that I found on Abounding into Comics. Links in the description. This is the rumor as of August 17th, 2021. The rumor, International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees to completely reject any and all vaccine mandates, Hollywood facing massive loss of crew members. A new report suggests that members of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, a labor union representing over 140,000 North American entertainment craftspersons, are planning to rebel and completely reject any and all loosey-goosey mandates that their leaders have begun to implement. We get a little Star Wars, A New Hope. According to an anonymous source who allegedly spoke with National File reporter Patrick Howley, an anonymous letter has begun circulating amongst Hollywood IATSE crews via text message, which indicates that Hollywood union crew members are fed up with their leadership and are now organizing against their own unions. They're angry about the mandates, said the source, referring to a recent agreement amongst the IATSE and other Hollywood trade union to, among other things, temporarily allow producers to implement mandatory vaccination policies. On a film-by-film basis, Hollywood may lose a bunch of its workers. Infinity War. A full letter is reprinted by Howley. Reported reading reads as follows. An urgent message to all the 13 IATSE West Coast locals currently negotiating our new union contract. Local 44, Local 80, Local 600, Local 695, Local 700, Local 705, Local 706, Local 728, Local 729, Local 800, 871, 884, and Local 892. August 2021. Dear representatives, we feel compelled to write about recent concerns we have, both on our behalf and for all of our co-workers. We hope the points presented can be taken with an open mind and as a warning for dangerous future legal risks our union might be accepting. Suicide Squad. To that end, the following two items are required to earn a yes vote from all of us. Complete rejection of any and all vaccine mandates. Complete rejection of any and all vaccine status inquiries by employers. Note, this specifically includes complete rejection of any visible marking of crew members with colored stickers or similarly incredibly violating. Omission of either from any new contract will require us to immediately vote no for a new contract. We have no choice in this. For us, this is non-negotiable. There is no possible compromise. This is essentially a one-issue contract. Forcing people to give up freedom over their own bodies is unacceptable and goes against every value this country and all of humanity cherishes and protects. If a contract is presented without these two essential provisions, we will also be voting against all current leadership in every future election if they promote this atrocity. To us, that would be an inexcusable betrayal of the responsibility of representation, something that cannot be forgotten or forgiven. There's Captain America. It is already unconscionable that in the recent RTW update, our unions agreed to allow production companies to mandate an experimental gene therapy as a condition of employment. According to widespread international adoption of the Nuremberg Code decades ago, this is officially classified as a crime against humanity. Does IATSE really want to open itself up to legal liability for future lawsuits? The risk of this is real and would bankrupt the union along with all of our pension accounts. We are worried that the union is already at liable risk with the recent RTW agreement and suggests it be retracted immediately with all references to vaccine mandates removed. Space Jam. You may have heard the argument that we're free to choose another job, so it really is not really a mandate. That is inaccurate in the eyes of the law, which clearly states any groups, not just governments, mandating or coercing participation in medical experiments are equitably culpable and guilty of crimes. Manufacturers have been granted immunity from liability decades ago. That protection does not extend to employers or unions. If a member is coerced into participating in medical experiments to keep their job and suffers a debilitating illness, injury, or death, the employees and the unions collaborating in this coercion are both liable and can be sued. Jungle Cruise. Another glaring source of future liability is any representative verbally or in writing claiming that these experimental shots are, quote, safe. Members are being told by their business managers to just get the shot because it is, quote, safe and, quote, not a big deal. The safety has not yet been determined, and these medical experiments are unproved by the FDA. They're currently only authorized for use under emergency use authorization. That is not equivalent to being approved for safe use. The safety is still being vigorously debated on a global stage. As of 7/30/2021, 8 months of Lucy Juicy's, there have been 12,366 deaths associated with the experimental gene therapy shot reported to the National Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. To put this into perspective, that number is 50% more than all other vaccine-related reported deaths combined, 8,858 since the beginning of the VAERS database 30 years ago in only 8 months. Union representatives should stop using the word, quote, safe to coerce the members that you represent into participating in a medical experiment. This is not a gray area legally. It is a crime to try and convince someone that any of these medical experiments are safe. It is still conceivable that in the future we will find out these shots don't work. On Friday, August 6th, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky stunned many viewers of CNN with the following shocker. Quote, our vaccines are working exceptionally well. They continue to work well for Delta in regard to severe illness and death being prevented. But what they can't do anymore is prevent transmission. So then why are we mandating shots that don't prevent COVID from being spread? What is the point of that? Justice League. This new development suggests that these shots aren't as protective as previously thought. We could still eventually find out that they are dangerous. You need only research the risk of pathogenic priming or antibiotic-dependent enhancement that medical professionals and clinical experts have been warning us for almost a year might present with this type of experimental gene therapy. Union representatives using terminology now such as, quote, safe, open the union up to legal liability in the future. Safety debates aside, we are not asking that a union be collectively decide about the potential dangers and or efficacy of the vaccine. That may never be agreed upon, even by some of the smartest minds in medicine. We are only asking that you seriously consider the fact that at the end of the day, there are certain inalienable rights that simply must never be violated, no matter what you believe. We got The Force Awakens, Star Wars. Even those of us who have gotten one of these shots agree that we put it into our bodies, especially things that can't be removed ever. And the decision on whether or not to participate in any medical treatment must remain a private and personal decision between a patient and their doctor. Mandating such participation is unacceptable. There's a large constituency of members that completely reject this coercion and will vehemently vote against it. We would have seen this already if the recent RTW agreement was put up for a vote. Into the darkness. Consider this precedent being set. We draw up papers with a lawyer demanding information on the status of all employees' health conditions in regards to other forms of communicable diseases, demanding information on employees with AIDS, hepatitis, flu, STDs, measles, mumps, and so on, and then force employers to make immediate policies to section off employees who have any illness that can be spread, including the common cold, and maybe wear a colored sticker that indicates which illness they have. If an employer is going to take responsibility in stopping the spread of COVID-19, then they will be liable for the spread of anything else. Is this the future you want for your industry? It is an absurdity. What possible madness is next in this fear-driven mania? Those of you casually conceding to the demands may not like the future consequences. Don't let fear drive us to bad decisions for some unrealized promised safety. Versus Superman. They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither. We are prepared and resolute in our commitment to fully walk away from this industry if it goes down this dark path. We could not, in good conscience, support a union or an industry promoting these human rights abuses. We love this business. We feel we are part of something that actually does change the world, some of us for decades. However, we can't contribute to an industry if it is promoting crimes against humanity. These policies being pushed are immoral. And considering the influence Hollywood excerpts over most of the world, these policies are a threat to all of humanity. We refuse to be a part of that. With the global stage we occupy, what we should be doing is setting an ethical example and be united to reject human rights abuses. Godzilla versus King Kong. We believe the IA does have its members' best interest at heart. Lately, we have seen some horrible decisions that can only be attributed to willful misinformation and likely terrible advice. We're riding with the intent of saving our union because we love it and we love our careers in this industry. With the recent update RTW agreement unvoted on by the membership, IATSE is showing it as is being irresponsible with its members' physical safety and financial security. We are sincerely hoping now you find courage to correct this mistake. Please reach out and talk to members about this issue. That is something that hasn't been happening enough lately. I think you will find a vast majority completely reject a policy that forces or coerces medical experiments and treatments on members as a condition of employment. There are a lot of us that believe this. Please keep us all working. Don't jeopardize the ratification of hard-earned contract with one bad decision. Stand up for what is right, just, and ethical, and the members will rally and align with you. Please do the right thing and don't force us to walk away from an amazing industry. Avengers Endgame. Thank you for your time and solidarity. Southern California Concerned IATSE Union crew members. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. What do you make of the IATSE's potential rebellion against its leadership? Let us know. Let me know in the comments below. It's an interesting article. Makes you wonder how much of these statistics are true when you actually read something like that. You think there really are that many people willing? Participants? I don't know. Have a good day.